Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. Today we are at the Niello Company in Sacramento, California. And Ted, we have some special guests with us that are going to talk about the importance of video.
Sarah, look at this. We have Joe Shaker from TruVideo here with us today at the Niello Company with our great friend Tully Williams. Tully, how exciting is this?
We are super excited to have Joe, and boy, what he came out with is going to help us so much. I can't wait to dive in.
Joe, well, thanks for having me. It's nice to make a trip out. I'd only do this trip for you, Teddy, and not for Tully.
Well, Tully, I want to set the stage because many dealerships and the Niello Company have achieved 100% or near 100% video MPI utilization. But sending a video and sending a quality video are two totally different things.
Huge deal. When you look at, we send about 10,000 videos a month. And before this happened today, we had no idea what we were sending. Now, we have great men and women at the Niello Company that we believe are going to do a great job. But the thing we had is that we could not score those like a phone call. And how do we score a video? There's key things that we want to do with this. My good friend Joe here figured this all out for us, and now we can look at those 10,000 videos. We send a video out every time. It's mandatory. I pay the technician to do a quality video. But now we can actually look at those videos and see the quality and then help coach and mentor the technicians, because what great videos do what for you? Sell things. Sell things that are needed that drive retention. So, Joe, thank you for giving that score. We are super excited. Great feedback from our technicians.
And Joe, the importance of quality control, coaching, and consistency in ensuring videos actually build trust and drive customer engagement. This was the next step in how you develop TruVideo.
Yeah, so I also own a dealer group in the New England area. So being close to it at all, you're able to see exactly what Tully's describing. You're hitting your targets in terms of video sends and video views. A lot of people don't think about the technician when you're thinking about sending videos. The reality is its video view rate is the advisor responsibility, right? You're talking to the customer saying you're going to get a great thing. And that's how you run the view rates up like Tully has here. And there's a lot of great dealers, but all the great dealers would come to me and say, what's the next step? Or I'd say, well, it's going to be quality. And quality is really turned into something really much bigger than just saying the word quality. If you think about it, if I give you an MPI, a paper MPI, I'm just you checking with your pencil that you did something is you checking with your pencil. I don't know what you did, really. So what video has become is not just a way to communicate with the customer on their terms. 916 billion videos are watched every month on YouTube alone in the United States. So it's ridiculous. It's the way we communicate with customers, but it's also a way for us now to make sure someone's following the process, not just trust the fact that you have the ability to check or pencil whip an MPI. MPIs no longer are, the document. The document is the video, and we're able to go into the video and see that they followed a process and they said it correctly. And that's what we say short in quality. But how do we know you followed the process? What's the evidence that we actually followed the process of communicating that to the customer? And it took a lot to build it, because if you think about it, we had a pile of videos, and I never thought when I started TruVideo, what would I do with this pile of videos? That's considered unstructured data. And we took this unstructured data, we applied machine learning models and AI. We had to go in and annotate, and here's a battery, this is it. And then now we're able to detect those things, detect what's been said, and we're able to really point out, did they follow the process? And then therein lies the quality, because then it's words per minute, like we talked about last night. Yep. And there's all the delivery, as well as the process and delivery are both added up to see that you did a good job and you follow the process, which ultimately sells more and provides a great experience.
Because I think when you look at a video there is to take that distrust away from us and show the customer that it truly needs it. But when you look at videos, we have 170 great technicians that might do their video, like Joe said, their own way. It might be close enough for us, but we want to talk on key things. One is that we don't need it to be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes long. I don't need a Steven Spielberg video. We kind of like that minute video. We want to make sure they know it's their car. And then we want to talk about the things that drive retention and safety, brakes and batteries. Well, we want to show the measurement, show the customer that. Right? And that's what Joe's done for us, is now we're making sure those are done on every video. When we actually did the first set of scoring, scared to death, And what we found out is our score was a little low, but the reason our score was low is that we were doing a good job with brakes and tires, but we were not using the gauge.
Yeah.
And that right there was a big deal for us. So now when we talk to our technicians, that we've done is our technicians look and see what they need to do. Like, oh, that's great. And we get to show them each video and the score they got on. I believe the hardest thing is going to be is the speed. As they get talking really fast, is that we have to really work to kind of slow them down a little bit because they get a little nervous. But the technician realizes the more quality video and pictures on every RO does what? Makes them more hours for them and their family. Ultimately makes them rich and tired. And that's the key of this whole thing. Joe, thank you.
I want to make one point about the brake gauges and or tire. We have the batting averages of if you just show a tire. If you don't show a tire, what's your sales rate? If you show a tire, what's the sales rate? Or mention it. And then we have it if you gauge and if you don't gauge. And the batting average, it's like watching a regular player versus Ted Williams. It's literally, you can see the difference in closing ratio because we track that score against what was offered and what was accepted. And we've done that over hundreds of thousands. We've done with the largest companies in the United States. And what you said about that gauge thing, people don't realize the percentage gain over the amount of repair orders you do.
Yep.
Oh, it's insane what that one little thing makes a difference. And it's you can actually see the number.
But here's the best part of this whole thing. Is one is that we want to convince our technicians that this is good for them, right? We're just not trying to harp down on them. And when we look at the percent of hours they're sold off their great recommendations we sell our family members, they see their percentage of hours go up because of that. When we show them that the gauge works, they're going to see it and they're going to buy in. That's the reason why the scoring thing has been a great success for us, Joe, and thank you for that, is because our technicians want to make better videos. Our technicians want to sell more hours, which is the holy grail.
Yeah, and we talk about communicating with the customer, right? When we first came out with video, I think the best communication was that the same transparent message came from the doctor, not the receptionist, through the system. No one could water it down, take things out, mess it up. And so the reality is we talk about that with video, but when we talk about VQS and with our technicians, it's really creating better communication with our teams. Our teams want to, like, what are your expectations?
Correct.
And when we're able to set the expectations together, and then when you're able to execute and the results show up, it's always a good thing.
And well, here you are. We are transparent, the Niello company. So our goal is to be 90 plus on that number, and we'll be green. I can guarantee by the end of the month, all of my great technician service and my writers will make that happen because we know the benefit of it. Joe, thanks again very much.
The other thing too, I'd say about you, Tully, is we can customize your scoring. So when when you're with Tully, if you hear brakes and tires, like, how many times you want to hear that from Tully, right? So at the end of the day, he could take his score. He scores those higher because those are key parts of his business goals here. And I like the way you've been changing up the model to fit the Niello company in the way you guys operate. So that's really great as well.
Appreciate that very much.
And Joe, finally, if I may follow up, Tully mentioned he said 10,000 videos, tech videos every month here by the Niello company. Joe, TruVideo powers the video MPIs for the biggest DMS players in the country. Approximately, Joe, about how many video files are you doing monthly for technicians around the United States?
26 million media files a month, and it's anywhere between 5 and 6 million individual customer interactions. Our goal is to be at 10 million, and if we're at 10 million with our partners, we create the scale where we can then add other features that every customer can enjoy, and you don't have to worry about this one company has something special. I have to leave them, go to them, and then the OEMs are getting all their data from one source of truth, which is another pain point on the OEM side.
That's awesome.
Sarah, it sounds like video MPI is growing and growing, and the VQS, video quality score, is going to enhance it even more.
It's redefining what quality means, Ted, and again, it's driving retention.
We're so pleased to have Joe Shaker from TruVideo here with us in Sacramento. Tully, thank you so much for having us in.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joe, very much.
And here's Saturday in Time. We'll be right back.